disobedience in the family to steal your joy. You see, Joseph was thrown in the pit by his family, by his brothers, and sold into slavery. But just because his brothers did that wicked act, and just because they were reunited didn't mean that everything was gravy. Them brothers still could be wicked. They still could be carrying some wickedness. We don't know. But the point is, we're not supposed to allow our family's disobedience to steal our joy. Can I get an amen? Because how many of y'all got some disobedient family members? Come on. This is so important that we don't allow it to steal our joy. Yeah. One of the great things about Jesus, listen, Jesus had disciples that were disobedient, but he didn't allow those disciples' disobedience to steal his joy. Amen? And so it can be very discouraging when you're the only one in your family serving God, or you're the only one in your family trying to do right. Come on. But we're not to allow it to just bump us out of the will of God. Right. Well, you know, my cousins don't come to Bible study, so I ain't coming to Bible. Well, what's happening? That's allowing it to start to steal our joy, to steal our hope, and to steal our peace. Can I get an amen? And so that's a very important principle that we learned from the life of Joseph, that we learned from the life of Jesus. Look, even David could have gotten discouraged by King Saul, but we don't need to allow anybody to steal our joy. Amen? Amen. Somebody say, stay happy. Stay happy. That fruit of the Spirit, number 2, love, joy. We can't allow people, we can't allow what's going on in Ukraine. Come on. Russia to steal our joy. Someone say, shut the news off. Yeah, we don't, because it could affect us. And next thing you know, we don't want to witness. It's like, oh, everybody's just, because sometimes you watch the news so much, it'll consume you. Next thing you know, all of your joy has been leaked out. All your faith is gone. But we don't need to allow that. Somebody say, the joy of the Lord is my strength. The joy of the Lord is our strength. One of the things I can remember serving in youth ministry, one of the things I had to keep certain people around me because it could get very discouraging. And one of the young men would get around me and he would always make me laugh. And whenever he made me laugh, my strength came back. And so it's very important. Listen, don't allow your family, your friends to steal your joy. Hey, your co-workers. Because when your joy is gone, guess what? You can't operate in the Spirit.
Amen.
Keisha?
Well, we got some scriptures that go along with this that I wanted to kind of point out something with those. But this one right here especially, it says, and they told him saying, Joseph is still alive, and he is governor over all the land of Egypt. And Jacob's heart stood still because he did not believe them. But when they told him all the words which Joseph had said to them, and when he saw the parts which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob, their father, revived. But you know, I was reading this and I thought, it says the spirit of Jacob revived, which means before that he was weak.
Yeah.
For years. Not just a moment or two, but for years, he was in that weakened state where he couldn't be the man that he used to be when he had that joy. Before Joseph was thrown into the pit and he never saw Joseph again after that, before that, he had joy. He even made, what was it? He had them make Joseph a coat of many colors.
Right.
Some of y'all may have heard that part of the story, but he had joy, so which meant he was able to give, he was able to do things and be able to be a blessing to his other children and all of his wives, all of his whole entourage was with him. He was able to do things with a vibrant spirit. Yeah. But once this happened, his spirit, he had no strength. And y'all, we know what that's like.
Man, I do.
I can testify to that because when we started, actually right before we started on this series, I had stuff just happen in my family, and I thought, what in the world is this? But then actually like that Friday or Saturday, and I thought, we had a family member that passed, and I had to talk to some of our relatives and kind of let them know that it happened, and they just went down this long past the things of like what our family has done and didn't do and what they didn't like, and I was like, it's been 20 years. You've been holding all this in for 20 years? But you think people do that. Like sometimes there's things like what happened with Jacob, there's things that happen that it just zaps your strength. And you don't realize that years go by and you're in that state. We cannot, as believers, allow ourselves to be put in a state where we stay that way because we can't minister to other people.
That's it.
And part of our purpose is to be a blessing to other people and to be able to minister to them and be a representative of God on the earth. So, don't allow their disobedience, other people's to in the family or just people around you in your everyday life, don't allow it to steal your joy.
We invite you to become a partner with Revolution as we reach, teach, develop, and give to make a difference throughout the world. For more information, visit revolutionbiblechurch.org.